welcome to our August show. We have the director and my co-host, Mr. Steve Fielding of the Senior Center. And we have a beautiful young lady on my left here, Miss Amy Goldberg, who has been a nurse for 50 years, and she's a marketing specialist for the Neighborhood PACE program. Before we start, Steve, you would like to do a little speaking from Amy, so go right ahead.
First of all, welcome, Amy.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have Amy here, and what I usually do is kind of give some highlights about the Revere Rossetti-Cowan Senior Center. We're talking about the August information, so we'll go through that first, and then give some key dates and highlights, and then we'll get right into what Amy does and where she works and what this program is all about, okay?
Great.
So right now, this is the August 2017 show. And at the Rossetti-Cowan Senior Center in August, we have a whole bunch of things that are happening. And most notably, we have some special things going on, like our special monthly luncheon. And I go to that directly because in the August newsletter, there is a typo. Okay, the printer made a mistake, unfortunately. And due to time constraints, I had to let it go through. So if you're a senior reading the Revere Senior Power, the August newsletter, our entertainment for the month is August 29th, featuring singer, keyboardist, guitarist John Root. In the newsletter, it says what our June entertainment was. So I just want to make seniors aware of that. The other thing that just came upon me was that we scheduled a entertainment for August 22nd. It's not a typical special monthly luncheon. There is no special fee. It's a regular lunch. On August 22nd, which is a Tuesday, we're going to have an improvisational comedy troupe come in and perform for seniors. Many of the seniors know Barry Olevsky. She's our Shine counselor. She's an improvisational comedian, and she's appeared at many outlets throughout New England. Her and her troupe are going to perform on Tuesday the 22nd, right after lunch. And the name of that comedy troupe is called New Tricks. So that's something that's not in the newsletter, it just came about. Key dates for August, okay? Our senior book club meets from 2:30 to 3:30 on August 17th. Our entertainment, as I said, is August 29th. It's from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. 12 o'clock is for lunch, 1 o'clock is entertainment. The cost is $4, $1.50 for the regular lunch, $2.50 towards the entertainment. That's something you have to call the Senior Center or go in and pay at the Senior Center ahead of time. And the number at the Senior Center is 781-286-8156. We have Carol Donovan, our city nurse, who comes to the Senior Center each month for blood pressure and individual consultations. She'll be there on August 3rd and August 17th from 11 to 2. Mary Marino of Mary's Affordable Hearing will be at the Senior Center on Thursday, August 24th from 10 to 12. We have Barbara McDonald, our chair massage person, who comes to the Senior Center every month. I don't have a date commitment from her yet, but if you call the Senior Center, we'll have one very shortly. We have a podiatrist, Dr. David Kaplan, that comes to the Rossetti-Cowan Senior Center every month, and he's there on the first Wednesday of every month, and in August, that is August 2nd. And I just want to remind folks who do not play bingo that we have a beautiful 80-inch flat screen smart TV. We show new releases plus oldies but goodies every Wednesday at 12:30 right after lunch. And I always provide snacks to the folks, and they have a great time. I think we're up to 20 to 25 people that come in every Wednesday. I'm not going to get into all the different health and exercise classes, but if you get the Revere Senior Power, or if you go on www.revere.org/Elder Affairs Department, you will see a schedule Monday through Friday of all our health and exercise classes, watercolor classes, computer classes, etc. And that's a great tool to use both on the website of revere.org as well as on the newsletter. And of course, you can always call the Senior Center and get information. And with no further information to dispense, I want to welcome Amy here, and we're going to talk about the Neighborhood PACE program.
Thank you very much.
Right.
It's a delight to
I just
be
want to
here.
say one thing, if I may, Amy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And Steve, you start off with the questions that we have.
Well, obviously the most obvious question for a first question is,
Right.
why don't you give me an overview of the PACE program, Amy?
Okay, so first of all, I'm thrilled to be here. Morris gave me my start on his show, so I'm thrilled to be back on Revere TV.
It's an honor to have you, Amy.
Thank you. So Neighborhood PACE, we were called the Elder Service Plan for many, many years, and we just recently changed our name to Neighborhood PACE. PACE stands for Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, and the elderly are people 55 years of age and older who live in our catchment area, and that's pretty large. Of course, it includes Revere. So we service East Boston, Chelsea, Revere, Winthrop, and Everett, and we've increased our area to Melrose, Malden, Medford, Stoneham, in Boston's North End. Wow. So the goal of the program is to keep people living in their home in a safe, active, and healthy manner.
That's good. Very good, Amy.
Thank you.
And now, do you have another question for her?
Well, I thought you were going to ask her about her background and,
Okay.
Oh,
you know, what,
okay.
how long she's worked there and that kind of thing.
I was going to ask you, please tell me about your background and how long you have worked for PACE. And before we start, you told me you've been a nurse for 50?
50 plus.
50 plus
56
years.
years, really.
So you must have got out of high school when you were 2.
2.5.
I
Yeah, I
figured.
was one of those early achievers.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I graduated from the Beth Israel Hospital in Boston in 1961, and I've done geriatrics my entire career because I love it. And I've worked for the PACE program in East Boston. In December, it'll be 24 years.
Wow.
So clearly, I love what I do. I started out as a center director, and then I worked in the intake and enrollment portion of the program, and now in the last few years I've worked in the marketing, which is so much fun to get our best kept secret out.
So if I'm a Revere Senior, for instance,
Right.
and we know the neighborhood PACE, I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
Okay, that's
They're
okay.
going to be coming to Revere, and we'll talk about that.
We are.
So what are qualifications that I would need as a senior? I guess it's a twofold question because I just thought of this as I
Okay.
was reading prepared questions.
Yeah.
So I'm a senior Revere. What are the qualifications? And if I'm in another plan and I want to become a part of the PACE program, what do I do?
Very good question. So basically, you have to be 55 years of age and older, live in our catchment area, which people in Revere do, and qualify medically for the program. So you need assistance with your activities of daily living. That could be bathing, dressing, grooming, and have what they call a skilled need. We will determine that. So if someone is a diabetic that's on insulin, that's a definite. If someone has medication monitoring, high blood pressure, all kinds of issues. So we can determine that. The goal is that someone has to remain at home safely with services to be part of the program.
Okay.
So if someone does belong to another plan and they find out about how wonderful our plan is, for sure they can change. We do our enrollments for the first of each month.
And one of the questions, I'm kind of jumping over
That's
your
okay.
question, but a lot of seniors in Revere have set doctors that may not be in your plan.
Right.
So you have a wide variety of doctors in your own plan that are specialists that they can take advantage of instead of going to individuals
Right.
out there, like their primary or their podiatrist or their
Right.
geriatric physician.
Because we're a managed healthcare plan, and we're also, so we're their insurer and we're their provider, we have primary care physicians that are geriatricians. We have all the specialists that we need, and we use the Boston Medical Center as our inpatient hospital if someone needs that. And we are constantly growing and expanding. So that's our goal now, is to continue to expand.
Right. Now, I was going to ask you before that how the program is paid for.
Right.
But let me ask you, are there any qualifications for individuals economically wise, like if they,
Right.
what is considered a destitute, like if a person can't afford it, can he still use PACE?
Absolutely. So that's a very good question. So It's paid for by Medicare and Medicaid, which is Mass Health. We look at someone's monthly income and assets. So we have what they call a participant relationship specialist. That person goes out with the enrollment specialist and they talk about finances and to see if it would be good for you to join. So everybody's different with their monthly income and everybody's assets are different. So we look at someone's monthly income and assets to determine if there would be any co-payment.
Right, excuse me, Amy,
Yep.
but if you own your own home, is that used against you or has nothing
Has
at all?
nothing to do.
Good.
If you rent out some, you know, if you own a big building and you
Oh, I
rent
see.
out,
Yep.
we look at the rent.
Oh.
Well, first we look at who owns the house, whose name is the house in.
Let's
So
say you're a single owner,
that's fine, and you're the only person, that wouldn't stop us.
All right, but you have additional income, like if you have a two-family house, a three-family,
Then we look at that as well. Yep, if the house is in your name.
oh, I see,
Yep.
okay.
So
These are good questions,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so you were going to ask about how it's paid, how the program's paid for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something.
So the Medicare and Mass Health.
Yes,
Yep.
Shaman.
So that's kind of the summary of what-
Yes.
Now, let
Yep.
me ask you, as long as you mention Medicare,
Yep.
do you have to have Part A and Part B? Because a lot of people don't have the Part B part.
Right, right. So we look at that as well. Nope, we're okay. It's okay.
So you got to have Part A and Part B?
Nope, you don't.
Oh, good
No.
enough.
And the other thing about paying privately, if someone has money over $2,000 for a single person or over $3,000 for a married couple, then we look at if someone prepaid a burial, things like that, and we determine how much their co-payment would be each month.
Question on that one then.
Yeah.
Suppose you have an income that's, let's say, $3,200.
Right.
Do you take in consideration that the mortgage, the taxes that they pay for are deducted, or that's not in?
Each time that we go out, everything is so individualized, Morris, but that's our cutoff, because this is Mass Health's cutoff.
Okay.
Yeah,
So a married couple cannot have more combined than 3,000?
correct.
Okay.
In assets, yeah.
So I want to tell the Revere viewers, and if you were part of the Revere Rossetti-Cowan Senior Center, Amy came down with Pam Padavina, and she did this thing, a game. It was called
Right.
the Wheel of Healthcare.
The Wheel of Caring.
Wheel of Caring, I'm
Yep,
sorry.
very good.
So it was a fantastic presentation, and so it's kind of a segue into what I'm going to ask you next.
Right.
You know, what does the program offer? And you have an example of a wheel that you use
Right.
to
To teach people.
teach people what the services are.
Right.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Exactly. So we have this comprehensive wheel, and in the middle is the participant. And what we have, we call the patients the participants. And what we have around that participant is a supportive team. And the team consists of the following people. So there's a primary care physician, that's a geriatrician. There are nurses, nurse practitioners, social workers, physical and occupational therapists, nutritionist. There's recreation therapist, home care coordinator, transportation specialist, and we even have our own pharmacist.
If I can just say
Yeah.
one thing, I happened to spend some time in the VA in Brockton,
I know.
quite a few months, and
Yeah.
everything you mentioned there, they have over there too. So I
Yeah.
guess you're like a hospital within a hospital.
We're very comprehensive. So the first thing we do is supply transportation. It's not the ride, so you don't have to like sit outside and wait for it to come and hoping that it'll come on time. We have many vans that pick you up. It's wheelchair accessible. And we drive to and from all the appointments so that someone doesn't have to call and book it. We'll book it for you. Then we have our centers, and at the centers is this team that I talked about. So rehabilitation goes on there, activity programs, and meals at lunchtime. It's really a busy, exciting place. We use for our hospital the Boston Medical Center. We also have contracts with rehabilitation and skilled nursing. And then if someone needed long-term care, the goal is for you not to have to go into nursing homes, but if someone needed it, we have that as well. And then there's care in your home. There's nursing that can go in. There's health aides that can go in, Meals on Wheels through our own caterer, and homemakers. So all of this is inclusive in the program. And then we have adjunct care. So we use the East Boston Neighborhood Center for eye care. We have our own dentist. We have our own diagnostic services at the clinic and as well at the Boston Medical Center. We get people durable medical equipment, and by that I mean walkers and canes and tub seats and frames for the bathroom if you need help getting up. And then emergency services, pharmacy, and medical specialists. So all of this is considered part of the program, and I'll go on about a little bit later about the alternative care center.
It's like a one-stop shop.
It is,
I mean, it's got
absolutely.
everything that you may need.
Yep, it does, and it's wonderful.
I have a question for you. When I
Okay.
came back from the VA, they came over and they put handicap bars in the bathroom.
Right.
So does PACE do the same?
Yes, it does. Yep. We have our physical and occupational therapy department that goes out and does a home safety evaluation.
Right, that's what I had.
Whatever you need in the house, we provide and install into the home. So you're all. We want you to be safe. That's the main thing.
That's
Fantastic.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, the next question I would like to ask you, what things sets PACE apart from all other insurance plans? What
Yeah.
makes PACE so different?
So we're really unique. We are the first PACE program to offer what they call a wellness center. It's a freestanding building, and at that building we have all kinds of exercise equipment. We have acupuncture, chiropractic, massage. We have cooking groups. We have diabetes support groups, better breathing groups, men's group. We have photography. There's walking groups, cooking groups. So it is a very, very active place. They do yoga and Zumba and so forth. And then we also have, as part of our program, if someone needed palliative care, which is wraparound services as you get ill, hospice care for end of life if you needed that. And there's programs also for dementia. So we have specialized programs. And then in regard to physical therapy, which I know you've had to go through.
I was going to mention that
Yeah.
to you, if I may. Like when I was in Brockton, they used to send me down. They had the weight pulleys on
Yeah.
there. They would just sit there and keep pulling the pulleys up there. Then they had the one with you sit on the bicycle and
Yeah, we have all of that, Morris. I can't wait for you to see the Wellness Center next week. And we also have all our equipment is, it's called Kaiser equipment, and it's based on air pressure. And all of the equipment comes down, so if you're in a wheelchair, it's wheelchair accessible. The other thing is our physical therapists work with someone to reach their goals, not anyone else's goals. They set goals for you, but then they ask you what your goals are. So they don't leave you after 12 visits or something. They make sure that you are independent, healthy, and active. That's our whole goal in life.
So I know I've been at the Senior Center now for 4 years, and since I began, we've started a relationship immediately, almost when I first got there.
Right.
In fact, East Boston Neighborhood Health, through the PACE program, donated our first van.
Right,
if
they
you remember,
did.
which just died.
Oh, I'm
after
sorry
12
to hear
years,
that.
So we're
Yeah.
waiting to get another one
Yeah.
with the help of you guys.
Okay.
So that's in the process, and we're very
Yeah.
close. So you have a very good relationship with Revere, and
Right.
that's even going to expand more as a result of
Yes.
what's happening down at the other end of Revere near St. Anthony's. There.
Right. We're very excited. So what we're going to do, because it's just calling to us, is that we're going to open a new day center in Revere at the VFW Post 4524 on Garofalo Street, 10 Garofalo Street. So they've got all the plans up and running.
Excuse me, is that the Matola Post?
Yep.
Okay.
It is.
Isn't that great?
Yep.
So they're going to make it beautiful, and I cannot wait to see it. So there's going to be groundbreaking. We'll keep you all attuned to that, and we're hoping to open in the spring or summer of 2018. So the people of Revere will have their own day center, which will be great. That won't stop them from going to your center. All it is
Better not, Amy.
no, it isn't. I want to make that perfectly clear.
It might
What
be just the opposite.
No, that I think what it is, we work so
No,
closely together
Yeah.
that this will be a beautiful way for them to get their medical care and continue to be able to be
Right.
functioning enough to get out to your centers.
Right, and we've done a lot of things together so
Right.
far, and I know that's going to continue a lot.
Absolutely.
One question, if I may.
Yep.
Is there an age limit? What's the minimum age to get you?
55.
Okay.
And I think our oldest patient is about 102 right now.
I
I
had-
could be off by a year or two, might be 104, but the patients live longer and more actively than many years ago.
In Brockton, we had a judge who was a judge at the Illinois Supreme Court in charge. 105 celebrated his
Okay,
birthday.
well, we're going to try. Get them to 105.
And I did see the renderings of that facility where the Mottola Post is now, and it looks like a beautiful building.
Yeah.
It's going to be very accessible for all your transportation needs.
Right.
And it's not going to be in the same location, Morris. It's going to be set back.
You mean that
more-
building is coming down?
Yeah. And what's going to happen is the building is going to be more towards the marshland. And you're going to have a deck out there so people will be able to go out and sit in between classes or waiting for somebody.
Yep,
I didn't know that, Amy. I thought you were going to use the building the way it is. It's going to be a brand new building?
it's going to be brand new building.
Wow.
And it's a
Yep.
Cape Cod style building, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's really nice
It's going
looking.
to
It
be
really is.
beautiful.
Well, if I'm around, I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
All right.
You next, Steve.
So what is the main goal for being on your program, and what's the ultimate goal here?
The ultimate goal is for this, what we call our best kept secret, to get out there. That we have an awful lot to offer, and that if you're interested in any more information, you can call us at 617-568-6377. We talk to everyone. We are more than glad to come out and reach out and touch you and see what you think about this program.
Now, Morris, I would be remiss. I know we have like 5 minutes left.
No, we-
okay.
yeah.
But I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Amy also has a TV show here on Revere TV.
Yeah.
And it's called
Checking in with Amy.
Checking In with Amy.
So without Morris, I would not have Checking In with
Sure
Amy.
you would. You
No,
probably-
I wouldn't. You gave me my start, so I have to let everyone know that. So Checking In with Amy.
How many years ago was that, if I may ask?
I don't know. I meant to look it up, but it's been a number of years. So it's on Revere Channel 8 on Mondays at 6 p.m. and Thursdays at 1 p.m. And I've done about 19 shows. I'm going to film the 20th pretty soon. And some of the topics that we've had in the past was healthy eating for older adults, Alzheimer's care, home safety, weight loss for older adults, chiropractic, eye health, heart health. So we tried, what I do is I interview different members of our team, and we go over some very simple explanations of different disease processes, or, you know, keeping people healthy.
I would like to ask you a couple of more
Yeah.
questions, if I may.
Okay, shoot.
No. Like I know from the VA, if a person needs a hospital bed, I'm talking a hospital bed,
Right.
the VA will supply that. Would PACE be doing the
Based on medical necessity,
Right.
yes. Whatever you need medically to help you stay safe and healthy in your home, if the team feels it's a medical necessity, we get that for you.
On the hospice questions, and
Yep.
this is the one I hope a lot of the people will never have to use it, but if they
Right.
do have to use it, is there a certain amount of time that hospice will work? I mean, you know, like you can only have 6 months of hospice.
We do, everything is participant based. So we don't have to have cutoff times.
There's no cutoff time.
No, but we can get on palliative care, and then they can get on hospice care. We are managing the care. So we're not like letting you go to another organization. You're staying within our time frame, our caregiving support team. So there aren't changes. You're going to still know your team. And we're with people to the end, and there's no changes and they're not, no one's afraid. We make sure that you feel, secure as you get older.
And if people need glasses, they can get that from
Absolutely.
so they
Yep.
can get it from A to Z.
A to Z. Eyeglasses if you need them, hearing aids, dentures, all of it is covered. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So there's no copay. Once you're on the program, there's no copayment for anything I've mentioned.
And how much does it cost to get on the program?
So it depends. It could be just totally paid for by Medicare and Mass Health. Or if someone has money and needs to spend down, then there might be a fee. But
Like a
everybody,
copay?
yes.
Oh,
But
okay.
everyone is dealt with differently, depending on what their monthly income and assets are.
Okay. So in summary, because
Yep.
we're getting down to the
We're
wire
getting
here,
down to it.
Do you want to summarize anything in particular, or reach out to folks, provide a number? This is your opportunity.
Sure, this is my opportunity. So basically, what I'm hoping for is that you watched this program and that you were able to understand all that we have to offer, that we work very, very closely in Revere with the Senior Center. We've been there many, many times. We love working with them. We are going to be opening a new day center right in Revere, right in your backyard. So what we want you to do is think about us. Call us at 617-568-6377. And if you would like to come out to our wellness center, to our new wellness center, we would love to have you on a date that we call Be Our Guest. So if that's something that's of interest to you, please feel free to call that same number. We'd love to show you around and have you enjoy the spa day that we have to offer.
Right.
Okay.
Amy, I want to say it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank
But
you,
we would
Ron.
like to have you back before we open up the new center.
I would love that.
Can,
And
can I
maybe
get a commitment from you?
You can get a commitment from me.
Okay, you
Morris.
got it. We'd
Yeah.
love to have you come back.
Thank you. My pleasure. I would love it.
And I hope I'm around to
You will
welcome
be,
you.
Morris. We're going to make sure you're okay. All right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to do a plug for the Senior Center before we close
Go
Absolutely.
out.
ahead, you got a whole minute.
Revere Rossetti-Cowan Senior Center. It is a very happening place for seniors. As you read the newsletter for August, in conclusion, I say to people that the Revere Rossetti-Cowan Senior Center has so much to offer, there's so much to do, and there's something for everybody. I encourage you to come down to the Senior Center, meet myself, meet senior participants like Morris, he's there every day playing music, meet the staff, go on a tour. I think you would like it. Try it, you might like it. In
Right.
fact, I think you will like it, let me put it that way.
Right.
So if you want any additional information, or you want to schedule a time to come in, call 781-286-8156.
Thank you all for coming. God bless our troops, the people of Revere, and our great country, the United States of America. And Amy, we're looking forward to having you come back.
Thank you,
To open
Morris.
up.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.